U.S. banks have just suffered the biggest weekly deposit outflow since Silicon Valley Bank crisis happened back in 2023. I'm going to show you some charts. We're going to talk about it. But I have to stop and say that yesterday I got to see a friend. He's the friend that's never seen my channel, said he never will watch the channel. We're great friends. We're super close. And we just have different takes on life, let's say. And but we see eye to eye on so many things. He's always sort of looked at me and went, all right, whatever. He's in retail and wholesale, actually. And he said the first negative thing I've ever heard him say. He's one of those kind of people that never talk bad about people. But he was telling me yesterday how True Value had claimed bankruptcy. And it sounds like his company was hit very hard. And he owns his own company. He was hit really hard. And I saw him for the first time ever say something negative. And I could tell that it was really weighing on him because he is one of the creditors that are going to get completely screwed. And millions of dollars of inventory sitting in a warehouse that now True Value does not have to pay for because of their bankruptcy filing. And for me to know what's going on behind the scenes, and I've tried so hard with some of my friends, like, you need to get ready for something really big that's coming. And for years and years, they've rolled their eyes. And you always say, I'm not going to feel bad for my family and friends that didn't get ready for this. But that's a lie. I'm just lying to myself. I don't even know why I started with that. He's staying with me this weekend. He'll never see this. But he's an awesome guy. This story's at a zero hedge. And this isn't the end of everything, just so you know. It blows my mind. I'm sorry I'm talking slow, but my mind's all of a sudden bombarded with thoughts. I've messed with the algorithm before, and I've messed with not subscribers. Anyone that subscribes to this channel gets what's going on. And I used to say it, I would put a title of a video on a video. It says, "Get your money out of the banks now." And then I would say within the first 10 seconds, all right, everyone, the title says "Get your money out of the banks right now," but I'm not, but that's what the algorithm wants to hear. And then you'd watch the comments and people would not even listen to a second of the video without commenting. And it's like the XRP. I sold all my XRP. That's the title of the video. Within the first 15 seconds, I'm like, hey guys, just so you know, I still hold a core position long in a hold away. I sold all of my trading position because I think XRP is going to go down. Then I'm going to buy it again. And and I do it on purpose. Is it clickbait? Absolutely. Does it get people watching? Yes. Do a lot of people wake up after just a very small group of people watch the video for like a minute and go, oh, now I know what this guy's doing. And they stick around to learn more. But it blows my mind that the certain group of people, the subsect of people that would watch a video like this, never, what's it called? Listen to the video, not, close their mouth for a second and listen, but they would just react, right? Either in form of text on the comment section, or maybe they go running out, and doing something about it. Well, as we read this story, we know that there's, we just witnessed in 2023, the largest banking crash. It was bigger than 2008. And there are some people like myself and probably you, do me a favor, type 1 if you go, hey, we get that it was a massive crash in 2023. We understand because we watched the Federal Reserve come out and make certain remarks. Even the FDIC came out and said, we're insolvent. The FDIC didn't say they're insolvent in 2008. They said that in July. Hey, we're actually insolvent. That was a bad one. That was really bad. And that was just band-aided over, right? So we know that we are in an extreme banking crisis, What year did I don't have an extra phone right now. What year did the official Great Depression start? Can you put it down in the comment section so I can look at it real quick? I'm pretty sure it was 32. Like they claim 32. Um, but do me a favor and Google it right now. And the reason why I say that is because in 2005, mid 2005, that crash had already started, and Ben Bernanke at the time was the Federal Reserve Chairman and actually came out and addressed the nation on CNBC and told Maria Bartiromo that everything was fine, they fixed it, and actually said, no, Google the actual, people are saying 29, that's when the crash started. I'm pretty sure the official start of the Great Depression was afterwards. My point being is that there were, he came out and addressed the nation and said, and actually told her that her suspicions were wrong, that real estate cannot collapse around the country at the same time. He was 100% wrong, yet he gets paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to go around the country or the world to speak to people. Isn't that crazy when we are in a moment where you can be in a systemic collapse in our country's economy, but it's going on for months, if not years, because they keep band-aiding over it with all kinds of what's it called? Stimulus, right? So check this out. And this isn't a specific bank. This is all banks in America that just saw this happen. It says after the massive deposit inflows the prior week, right? Because there's these charts that follow inflows of money being deposited in banks and then pulled out. U.S. banks saw total deposits plunge in a week, extending to October 9th, down a stunning $69 billion, erasing the prior 2 weeks of deposit inflows. On a non-seasonally adjusted basis, banks and deposit outflows. Additionally, for the first time in 4 weeks, money market funds saw outflows this week, taking them just off of record highs. Now, if you look at this chart, you'll see right here what we're talking about, it looks like nothing much, right? Just a little bit. This is just money getting dumped into money markets, right? Just massive amounts. You're like, come on, that's not that big of a deal, right? Well, hold on and check this out. That is only the second weekly outflow from money market funds in the last 3 months, and the outflow was all institutional. Now think about it. This is institutional money, right? So it's easy for them to make have big effects on a banking system, because when they see something, they pull cash out and they put it to work. It's interesting that this comes at a time where gold is taking off, silver is taking off, and Bitcoin is seeing a pretty good little pump right here. Still not confirmed because it did come out of the wedge. I'm sorry, the trend lines, sorry, my mind's spinning thinking about so many different things. It hasn't been confirmed yet, right? That it's a full-blown breakout. So it says here, excluding foreign deposits, the U.S. domestic bank deposit outflows were considerably worse, down $85 billion. Now, here's a chart going back to, May of 2024. And you'll see right here the outflows, right? Probably doesn't mean a whole lot to some people, but it says this was the biggest weekly domestic deposit outflow since the Silicon Valley Bank crisis in March of 2023. It says, as a reminder, the tax filing extension deadline time, which we're sure explains some of this. However, this is the largest mid-October deposit outflow since at least the Great Financial Crisis. So with all things being similar, because this is tax filing season for extensions, it's the biggest one we've seen since the GFC. Outflows from large banks dominated small inflow for small banks. The Fed's bank bailout facility continued to shrink last week, which was down $2 billion, really getting back to immediate SVB crisis loan levels. And as might be expected, the large deposit drawdown loan volumes shrank dramatically at large banks. You know, it's interesting. We all know that as the economy, as we get closer to the election, There's going to be more volatility. And I can't help but think that there are certain groups of the population that are starting to wake up that weren't awake in 2023 when the banking crisis happened. I think so many more people are now waking up to the fact that things are really bad. Have you noticed, I know this sounds silly, but does it feel, I feel like there's a lot more campaign signs out this year than any other time I've ever seen. I don't remember seeing so many yard signs. Type yes if you agree, type no if you don't. I just feel like there are so many people that are now waking up to that weren't voting before that are now voting. People that are putting up yard signs, people that are saying, hey, this is getting real. I don't have anything really fancy to say. I'll just tell you that something inside of me feels off as far as what's happening right now. The way the news flow is happening, gold's at an all-time high, right? That's super exciting for people that invested in it. Yeah, that's exciting. But there's something else happening and I can't put my finger on it. The way the news, reading the news to people for the last 3 years, you get ideas of news cycles and all that kind of stuff. But something's off. And really, the next couple of weeks are going to tell, right? I feel like something is about to break. I don't know. It could be the stupidest thing ever. I've spent 3 years trying to get people excited, to get you excited about bad things that are happening. I know it sounds weird, but I want to use wisdom, like Chinese wisdom, where they say, hey, the same word for crisis is the word for wisdom, and truly live that life, not being shaken by things that happen, right? In life, 99% of things that happen to us is the bad things or how we react to them. It's 99% of it's a reaction to something that happened. 1% is the actual bad thing. And I've tried, as I have gotten older, hopefully wiser with my finances, gotten to a place where I don't sweat the small stuff anymore, right? I'm looking for the big things. And like, I've been so nose down in books. I've been studying this one specific type of investing or taking advantage of crisis for honestly 15 years. Every once in a while, I'll read a book or read an article on it. But just recently, based off some information I've gotten and watched what's happened since mid-June in the economy and the real estate market, I didn't know that it was time to jump. And I've been so nose down studying and getting some of my buddies involved, helping me research, helping me get all this information together, that I'm even blowing my own mind right now. Like, this is actually the time to strike. And so I'm excited to share it with you guys. It's probably going to still take another 30 days, but I have to have everything ready, because I know the second I mention it, people are going to go, oh yeah, I've been watching this too. And they're going to race. And we've got to have it set up to where, because this spring, something's coming in the real estate market, so I said that we're going to start seeing massive foreclosures in June. Just, it's actually happening. But to watch it being hidden, let me give you an example. A foreclosure attorney from Texas contacts me and he goes, Travis, I'm watching HUD-1 foreclosures come in. It's such a staggering pace to my firm. It is insane that the government is hiding this, because if Fannie and Freddie are foreclosing and I'm having to do the documents, that means it's really bad. And you would know by the media normally, but they're hiding this. He goes, dude, it's just like you said. They're hiding it right before the election. After the election is done, you're going to see so many truths come out, and you will watch the consumer flip on a dime. Their head will snap. What's really exciting is so many people, hey, give me any emoji. If you lived through 2008, you had that gut feeling, but you weren't ready for it, and you've been kicking yourself for years watching some people buy up real estate for pennies on the dollar, and you didn't. Just put any kind of emoji if that's you. I know so many people that said they had that feeling and they were just pissed that they didn't do something about it, right? Here I was ready, but I didn't take enough advantage. I'm like, I should have picked up millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of real estate in 2010, and I didn't, right? And I did some deals. I made a lot of money in side hustles, but I swore to myself I would never, ever not be ready again, right? And now that it's happening, my head's spinning. And I've got to even calm myself down. I'm so pumped to do this with you guys. If any of you, I don't know, Dylan set a timer on that course that we're giving away for $10 on how to start an LLC, all these tips and tricks, or a corporation, or redo yours if you're having a problem with yours. I've had that problem too. It's down below. It's $10. I wanted to make a deal to where it just wakes so many people up. They watch this course. Again, we're not filming it till the October 30th time point, but I want to give you an idea. And I'll be honest with you, 95% of the, like 90% of the sales for a $10 course come from my current students because they already know what they're getting. It's a blowout. But I want to wake some more people up to know what it's like to, it's funny. People pay for and this isn't me complaining, I could care less. People pay for a college education that gets them nowhere financially. I had one guy getting all mad at me once. He goes, he's a YouTuber, real estate agent. He's like, I can't believe you'd sell a course. I'm like, I can't believe you'd pay for a real estate license. Jeez, I became wealthy when I was young without a real estate license. You go get a real estate license and you actually screwed up and lost your house during 2008. I'm like, you blew your money. You were bad with your money. I don't have a lot of sympathy for people. I spent so much money on coffees and lunches and dinners, taking people out that were more successful than me, trying to glean any kind of wisdom from people just to show them I wasn't there just to use them and suck them dry for their information. Gosh. Oh, this world's screwed up. And you know what? You and I are going to take advantage of it. That's just the facts. I'm not going to let the banks buy up all these houses. We're going to buy up these houses. Hopefully you guys have a great day. I hope you go and crush it today. And honestly, sorry for such a weird video, but I think you just got to know that if your head's spinning sometimes, you're like, that you want to take full advantage of this and you don't know where to start, just, even the ninja's head spins. All right. And, but you could see me smiling like, I'm like, oh gosh, we're going to crush it. I love you guys. Wherever you are right now, in your car, your house, at work, just so you know, I love knowing you. Like, I read your comments. I love that you are getting happy. You're excited. You're not going to be part of a recession. You're not going to be depressed during a depression. All right? I just want to see a million of you go out and absolutely dominate this world. The Economic Ninja is out.